Yes, sir.
Your secret garden. I wanna be with you. Let me lay beside you. Do what you want me to. All night. I wanna hold you. Oh, baby, can I touch you there? Let's make music, harmonizing ecstasy. I'll take good care of you. That's what a man is supposed to do, and I will be there for you all night. Pull your hair down, let me get you in the mood for love. Pull your pants down,
Yeah. Get up. What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Date on Your Level.
Yeah.
On the way, y'all. It's just did it. We got a new court coming. It's on the way. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's maybe a short in the court, so I'm gonna keep my eye on it. But we got a new court on the way, so we're gonna try to get through this message because tonight we're going over the eyes. The eyes. We've been talking about dating on your level. Dating on your level. What is dating on your level? Dating on your level is not overextending yourself to gain someone's attention or interest.
Yeah.
Dating on your level is not overextending yourself to gain someone's attention or interest. Meaning, what are you saying, Javon? If you don't exercise, don't fool a woman and a man or making them think you're going to exercise. You can meet a man or a woman on January 1st at the gym when the gym packed, and y'all see each other at the gym every day for 2 weeks straight, and y'all start liking on each other based on this idea that y'all working out. And then on that third week, you know how I go, motherfuckers just quit going to the gym.
Yeah.
So don't overextend yourself.
Exactly.
Earlier this week, we talked about instead of when you see in someone smiling, just kind of give a little smirk, like, you might be all right, but I gotta vet you. I gotta take you through a process to see if you're really for me. And that's what dating on your level is, and that's what this series about. There's an acronym called SMIRK instead of smile. SMIRK: sex, money, intangibles, religion, and kids. Again, sex, money, intangibles, religion, and kids. And tonight we're going over the intangibles. The intangibles are things that you can't touch, you can't see. It's like if you meet a man, he might have a house, a woman might have a car, they may have good credit, but you can't put your hands on faithfulness. Does this nigga or this woman do what he or she say she gonna do? So tonight we're gonna discuss the 5 eyes of dating on your level, the intangibles. We're gonna get right into it. First of all, the person has to be before we get started. Kettle baby. You already know what time. Sponsored by Kettle One. She's sponsored by Tequilas. So tonight we're gonna be discussing the eyes. Let's go ahead and take this baby out right here.
Woo.
To the eyes.
To the eyes.
All right. Independent. Now, I know we don't like that word because we done heard that word so much, independent. I don't want no independent woman. I don't want no independent man. But when you meet a person, you hope they're independent. You want to know that this person has been taking care of themselves for a minute before you get into a serious relationship with them. So some of the things that you need to talk about that a lot of people don't need to know you need to talk about is how independent are you? How long you been living on your own, taking care of yourself? When the last time you lived with someone? I asked that to a woman. When the last time you lived with someone? I need to know if you just moved out of your mama's house. I need to know if you living with your homeboy now.
And how long you just been single in the house by yourself?
Let me break it down and then we talk about it.
Break it on.
How long? That's the word, independent. You know, I always describe and tell you what I liked about you. You say what you liked about me, how we discussed this in the beginning, and then they get, you know what I'm saying? It's a format. How long have they been living by themselves? I'm going to tell you another thing that people don't like. What's your work history? Do you jump jobs from year to year? Do you change jobs? Do you got any stability? You can meet a guy and everything line up and you ain't asking him about their work history and y'all get in a relationship. This nigga get fired or this nigga quit. This woman get fired, they quit. And now all the bills is on you for the next 6 weeks. And then they find another job and you like, oh yeah, I'm happy they got another job. Then they get tired of that job. You need to know, what's the longest you ever held down a job? Yeah. Oh, 3 years? Mm-hmm. Long as you ever held down a job is 3 years or 2 years, and we 40, we 35. What you been doing? Now I got to ask you. And see, people think, oh, that's asking too much. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is you're not talking enough. You're not talking enough. We're eating and we're listening to that music at the bars and we're smoking hookahs and we're drinking. And these are dates, but dates are dates that you get together and talk and get to know each other. And we doing everything but talking. So by the time you get in a serious relationship with this person changed jobs too often. What was the length of their last relationship? Notice you said that. Independence. How old are you? How many relationships you been in? How long was your last serious relationship? Oh, you be going with people. You a couch hopper. You go with women, then you break up. Then you go with another woman, then you break up. How many boyfriends you had in the last 4 years? Oh, you're a serial monogamous. You break up with people, then you get another boyfriend. Oh, you think it's better to be a serial monogamous. You done had 4 boyfriends in the last 2 years, but you was only fucking them, and you was going with them. So you think that's good. What's your last relationship? These are things we need to know. Are you a relationship hopper? We need to know this. How long have you been paying your car payment by yourself? How long you been paying your rent by yourself? We need to know, is a person independent? Because the last thing we need to do is get with somebody that we got an emotional attachment that we're going to have to end up taking care of. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot. Next, we're going to talk about what I liked about Chris, about her independence that we discussed. And it made me really say, hey, I can fuck with this girl. A lot of people say they don't want to date women with kids. But I tell people, like, really, a single mother that's responsible is a good woman to be with because she ain't wasting no money. A single mother with kids that's responsible, she's saving money for their education. She's saving money for their school. She's saving money for tutoring, for sports. She's saving money for everything. She's not wasting money. And that's one of the things I loved about Chris when I met her. She was very independent. She was a salon owner. She had great credit. She was raising her kids. Her kids were respectable. One of the things I liked about her was in her independence, she knew that she needed a man. So she had asked me, well, you could be my kid's mentor. So I like the fact that not that she had a good job and credit, that all that go together, but she was independent. This woman had, her oldest son was 8 years old and she had been on her own the past 8 years. And not only was it she was surviving, she was thriving. She had bought a home and had an 8-some credit score. That independence really, really made me like her. I'm like, she independent. She wasn't on the system. You can meet a woman, she could have been on the system getting help the last 8 years. And you think that she got it together and she making it like, oh, I got it together, but she getting food stamps, WIC, she getting so many things. Or a man could be living off somebody, living off his brother or something. So that independence about her, I'm like, damn, this woman, a single mother with her own business, good credit, own car, own a home, and not on welfare. Man, that's an independent woman. She can take care of herself. I know this. All I have to do is come in and add to the situation.
Mhm.
That's one of the things I discussed and liked about her in Independence. So you rap about independence with me real quick.
Well, on my list of things, I wanted a man that had his own place and his own car. I put that on the list, right? Because maybe I was like getting to the point where I'm like, hey, it's time for you to stop putting shit in your name and letting motherfuckers spend the night so much. I mean, I had been raising my kids. I think it was 8 years for my kid's father had came home. So, in that 8 years, I held two relationships. One of them, we were gonna get married. The other one I was with basically the whole time. But when as these things are important because I spend a lot of time with the person and he didn't want to come into my life. But when he decided to, I had way too many fucking bills. Now I was paying them motherfuckers. And my credit score was great. But if he was gonna come in, he was gonna have to give at least half, and half of a lot is still a lot.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, "Oh, wait a minute, no." But anyway, uh, yeah, Jay had everything. So even though I wanted him to spend the night with me, he wouldn't. And if I would have let him I would have let him move in right away. But
No,
right,
ma'am.
regardless, he just
No,
looked too
ma'am.
good on the outside not to let him move in. Even if I thought he wasn't my cornball, I was gonna try it, which I did. But anyway, I didn't have to. He had a job. I saw him faithfully at church as an armor bearer. So I always knew that the pastor could depend on him. If the pastor could depend on him, I knew I could.
So that independence, like she said, women typically let men move in with them, and that's one thing I try to tell men: don't just move in with no woman. Y'all need to have separate places, and then when y'all decide to move in, get a lease together, because that kills arguments. When somebody think they can just put somebody out, that makes a person have a certain demeanor and disposition about themselves. So I tell men all the time, and she was like, you can move in. I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my apartment. I was barely making it, struggling. You know what I'm saying? I had to give her my bread so she can handle my bills for me, because I was just a nigga, just living fast. And
you had just you had got out of your marriage.
yeah, and I was rebuilding.
So
I had got everything I had took. We had a home. She had took everything.
But
from
she was the one that handled the bills and stuff. So now he had to do it by himself. So
yeah,
I took on the responsibility.
So I just gave her my bread, and I realized once I gave her my bread, I had enough money. I had enough money. I would do shit like pay the light bill a day, rent on 3 days late. That's $40. Not paying this on time, late fees, shit like that. So we were both independent. That's the first thing you got to see when you smile at them and you get to talking. Is this motherfucker independent? Notice we had to talk about sex. I'm attracted to him. I know I'm attracted to him. I'm not going to feel nasty giving pussy or sleeping with this woman. The money, the finances, what do you have? Your generational wealth, credit, stuff like that. Now we got to talk about independent. Because a person can have sex good and they can have money good, but they could be living with their mama. Yeah. They don't know how it is to go out in the world and be independent. Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about interest.
Somebody had asked the question. Chris had asked about the relationship, and we could double back. I just didn't.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Remember which one.
All relationships end when you're not on your level, because, like you said, sex, money, intangibles, religion, and kids. At some point, you're going to run into one of these roadblocks, and if you haven't discussed this from the beginning, it's like you could be dating a woman, y'all get married, then y'all move in, and the kid come in cussing, and the man all of a sudden start whooping the kid's ass, and this woman like, hold, don't nobody whoop my motherfucking children's ass. Yeah. We got a whole different issue. Now the kid is coming in between. Like I had to tell her, I believe in physical discipline up front, so she can know. The first time her son told her I thumped him on the head, it won't like she was shocked. She might have been mad at some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a good conversation. She knew that what I believed in. So interest. What are they interested in? Yeah. What do they do besides watch TV? A lot of people have these date nights, and a lot of people, a date night is movies and a goddamn dinner. What do they do besides watching TV? What type of TV do they like to watch? Yeah. Me and my wife both don't really like watching TV like that. And my pastor, who put me on this game, he suggested that you don't have a TV in your bedroom for the first 7 years of marriage. Why? Because the bedroom should be a place of making love, sleep. So if you got a TV in the living room, if you sitting down in the living room, if y'all got an issue, y'all can talk about it in the living room. When you go to bedroom, it's like, all right, baby, we done watched a little TV. We done talked it out. Give me a kiss. We going to bed. We ain't taking that shit to the bedroom. We ain't taking that shit to the bedroom. So we didn't have that TV. So we both were interested in each other. We could talk. I was teaching her about Zora Neale Hurston and all the stuff. I believe she was very interested in me. I was interested in her because she wanted to know this shit. Other women I done talked about the civil rights movement and different stuff. They be like, yeah, what a licking. Yeah, we gonna fuck. I'm like, I'm trying to talk to you about the lady that sat on the bus and got arrested before Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
And you don't even know Rosa Parks is the one. We're not interested in the same thing. What's your interest? What we gonna do when we ain't fucking and eating?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go hiking? Are we gonna bowl? Do you like to read? Can we be like Claire and Cliff Huxtable? Me and Chris do that. We'll sit on the bed with our lamp over here, and I got my lamp on, and we read. And we can sit beside each other and just read. I remember I was out with a girl that I really had a good time with, and I really liked her. And she was like, you know how it gets silent at the table? She started just saying little shit. I said, what's wrong with silence?
Yeah.
And me and Chris, when I first went out with her, I knew she was the one, because when we went out, we got to talking, and before long, we both was eating our food and was silent. It was like nobody was trying to force some conversation, because we were genuinely interested in each other. We know when we start talking again, it's going to be some fruitful conversation. So we're not going to be like, so you like macaroni? You know, just out of the blue. What are your interests? Can you talk at home for hours? What if the electricity went out? What if you guys were on an island? Could you be with this person that was just you and them on an island? What are your interests? What do you want to do next? What's your interest? What's your inquisitive mind? Those are the things that keep people from getting bored with each other. So me and Chris have the same interests. So this podcast, look at this podcast. We got the same interest in wanting people to have good relationships and good families. Otherwise, what would we be doing outside of life? Are you interested in educating yourself? Are you interested in keep staying fit? What are your interests? One of the things that I liked about Chris when I met her, she loved art in all forms. Music, plays, opera, Broadway,
everything.
I didn't like plays. I had directed plays, but I ain't like plays, and I ain't like musicals. And you took me to see Grease at the DPAC, and I was just like a little kid. I was so excited. I said, how the fuck did they make this play on a stage look like the movie? And they would wheel the cars out, and you could see, I learned so much because you could see all the people dressed in black with the mask on where you weren't supposed to see them, and they would wheel shit on and off, and it was just like, whoa, I'm watching Grease live, and it's a nostalgic moment, and I'm like, I'm sitting here with this woman, and I'm like, yo, we interested in the same thing. She likes art. She's a poet. When you hear Chris do poems, it's immaculate. We got the same interests. We both always wanted to look good. We both vain. We both don't want to get fat. So we both were into working out. We had the same interest. I love that about her, that she was interested in art, because I knew one day I needed to do something via the arts. I knew my art was going to be something that would touch people, and people don't realize that us just sitting here talking, that's an art. That's charisma. This is art. This is media right here. It's at 22 folks watching us. Them 20.
Hey, y'all.
You know how many motherfucking TV shows out in this world and things these people could be watching right now? They interested in us.
And we appreciate it,
because we interested in each other in the same things.
Yeah.
What about me when you met me? Let's have a shot. We go ahead and get these shots.
Wait a minute. Let me say this part, and then I'll take my shot.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was the most interesting person I've ever met. I mean, everything that I'm just, the way that he has taught me, like everything that it's like I want to know. Maybe obsessively at times, but I think he's like a walking box of anytime that once I realized how much I didn't know, everything you told me I wanted to know. Now, in hindsight, if y'all been keeping up and if you haven't, go back, because those conversations has also messed with our sex life
Yeah.
in a bad way. Because I mean, I ain't really feeling horny after talking about Rosa Parks,
I'm
but I
trying to
really
school her
wanted
on
to
something.
learn. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of him teaching me, I'm very interested in it. But it's a lot of these y'all motherfuckers is dumb. Y'all don't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's really a reality on how I was learning, what I was learning, understanding that damn, I had heard about these things, but I was lazy brain and stuff like that. So I was growing and learning and thankful for that process. It wasn't making me feel like I wanted to fuck afterwards. Anyway, though, sorry, boo.
I understand. It's almost like, say, for example, I was vetting her. I wanted to see how much with her brain, because a lot of times I've met women and they had lazy brains. Toast to you, your brain developing. And a lazy brain, I'll explain to you after this shot real quick. Toast to the brain development. I tell my sons all the time, if a woman like you and is really interested in you, she want to be around you and she want to know what you like. She'll go out on a date with you anywhere. She'll go help you cut grass.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met Chris, I had one of my first caterings. I first started cooking, and it was not our first date because we didn't date. Remember, I said we ain't gonna date, but we had did stuff. And I had a catering, one of my first big caterings, and I was like, "You want to help me do this catering?" And I thought she was gonna be like, "No, blah blah," and she was just so interested in just helping, putting shit together,
I was
serving.
you. I thought you always been like
It's
not in a way to like go with you though, because I wasn't trying to like go with him. But like just seeing him do the plays, you had helped me do 2 plays. Like I was like, yo, here's the artist.
similar interest.
Yeah.
She was in ministry at church.
Yep.
She was in
I
the
was a youth
children's in it with
minister.
the youth ministry.
Yeah.
She was a youth minister. And I've always fucked with the kids. You know what I'm saying? I had just started teaching. So her working with the youth voluntarily, and I saw how she would pick them up and take them to her house and buy them food. And I was like, yo, this woman is interested in kids and helping the youth. So our interests are the same. It's almost like y'all seen that commercial where that guy said, he's the most interesting man on earth. When he was a baby, he smacked the doctor. Dos equis. You know, it's like they say, it's almost like if you was telling your friend at the barbershop or the hair salon about this person, would you say they're a dope person?
Yeah.
It's not about money, just are they a dope person?
Yeah.
So when I talked about Chris, one of my best friends, I tried to set Chris up with. You remember?
Well, actually, no. Remember, he was coming to the shop first, and I had seen him, so I wanted to holler at him.
Talking about Hulk, right?
Yeah. Remember, I had asked you like, why dudes don't be trying to date me at church, and you was like, because they can't say save with you.
Yeah, because she had that look like a bitch that'll try to give you some pussy.
Give it to you.
And I told her, don't give me no pussy if you go back to sex. I said, we didn't have sex for the first 8 months. I was like, if you try to give me some pussy one time, I'm going to leave you alone because I'm interested in you. And I know we can fuck. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I had, because we were so cool, I was telling my homeboy, I said, man, it's this girl. She said she was feeling you. And he was like, who is she? And I explained, and he was like, oh, from the shop. Oh, she got a nice body. She pretty. But he was like, he said, I don't like the marks on her face.
Yeah.
Because she had stopped wearing makeup in church. And I was like, wow. In my mind, I was telling him because I was fighting for you in a way, like, because I was interested in you. I was married when I met you. And I was like, yo, bro, she a good girl, man. She got a good heart, blah, 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 blah. He was like, yeah, she's sexy, man, but she got some little marks on her chin, like she be goddamn picking her skin and shit. I was like, wow. So I was so interested in her that I was trying to turn my man on to her. And then after I started dating her and he saw how much a benefit she was to my life, he got jealous. So he's just afraid of some little marks. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's in love, motherfucking and got burned and skin fucked up. We so shallow. Notice I ain't say nothing about looks on this topic. What are your interests? If you can't tell your friends or your family nothing other than Oh yeah, he's a lawyer. He can have a great job. He's a judge. Okay, well, what else? Motherfucker, I ain't going to court tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Interests. What are your interests? Next, we're gonna get into the next level. I can't even read my own goddamn hand right now. If you're outside, independent interest. There we go. Inspiration.
Oh.
Once you're interested in somebody, do they inspire you? Can you inspire them? Do they inspire you to be better? Once you get with a person and y'all get to talking and shit, and she say, well, what do you want to do? And you say, I want to get a little bit more in shape. Or she say, I want to be a personal trainer. I want to do this. It's almost like after 2 weeks of talking to that person, and that person say, what you doing with your workout thing? If they don't make you say, oh shit, she asked, I want to do right because I said it.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't make you get on your shit, they ain't got to press you.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got to press you. You said you was going to start a business. When you going to start the business? You ain't start the business yet. You ain't start the business yet. You ain't start the business yet. But a lot of times what people don't realize, some of the biggest moves made in life is to show others that you will do what you said you're going to do.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest moves in life that have ever been made is somebody telling somebody, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg said, I'm going to start an app. And he invited 10 of his best friends over.
Mm-hmm.
And they laughed at it and left. And because he told him, that drove him. It inspired him. So if I'm sitting here with this woman and I tell this woman, I want to finish college, and me and this woman in a relationship, and she inspired me, I may not go right back to school, but it might be 3 months. And she said, hey, baby, you looking into the school thing?
Yeah.
If that person inspires you, whether you want to do it or not, you will fucking do it just because you wondering how that person feel about. Go ahead, you can say something. Because
even like, if I got like a homeboy that I be speaking to or whatever, like that's how I am with them. Like women keep saying they can't
homeboys, that's the niggas you fuck with on the side. So they can understand that. Because when you say homeboy, it's a friend. She inspire her side niggas.
Yeah, like that's what I do. Like what? Like, I mean, I don't need sex from nobody. I get everything for real that I need. But it's great to be admired by new people and have new types of conversation and be able to like inspire people, right? So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? You said you was gonna I had one dude, remember what you call it, that like he said he want to invent something. Boy, I was inventing all type of shit, texting him.
Manifestation with him. And this nigga, he got a baby invention. It's gonna blow. We can't tell his idea, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that she inspired this nigga, cause she called her manifest. She wants to start a business called Manifestation Station.
I have already started it.
Pretty much where, you know how you can tell somebody, I want to do this, and people shoot you down. She want to sit and dream with you and talk with you about it and give ideas and show and inspire and call you every couple of days to make sure. And when she first said that shit, I was like, I laughed. Honest to God, I laughed.
You did.
But I love my wife. And then as time got on,
he was interested.
She was like, that's how I'm going to do my manifestation station.
Yeah.
And then I thought about, I said, this bitch been inspiring manifestation me. Everything I say out loud, at some point she put her hands or her mind on it. I say, my wife,
go.
A person should be like an incubator. Your mate, you should have a thought, and this is such good game, and people just, they want to look at dumb shit. When my wife speaks a thought, it's like her coming in my brain. That semen comes in my brain and impregnates the egg in my brain, and then my mind starts birthing and incubating that idea, trying to figure out how to make that shit work for her.
Yes.
And the very same thing for her.
Yeah.
This summer, when I start working on my album, I'm gonna tell you the type of stuff that it costed for my album, because not this summer, but when I was working on my album, it was like I wasn't working. I was making a little money from social media, but I used to make $200 per live. Then I said, I ain't letting no nigga pay me to go live no more. I hate fucking going live,
Look, let me just
talking
say
about
this.
dumb shit that I don't want to talk about.
Look, that's a great thing because you have to really just know the person that you're with. Because to me, I'm like, get that money. But I understand that he like, yo, I'm not gonna let niggas pay me for it.
Say for example, it's like selling pussy to me. Like my mind is my best thing. So it might be a nigga that him and his wife arguing about a subject, right? He paid me $200 to talk about that subject, and I'll write up all this shit and really give a dissertation on that subject for $200. And in the process of him giving me $200, because I'm on that live, I'll say, hey, look, if you fucking watching me, you could be watching Kevin Hart, Amazon Prime, anybody. So if you want to give a contribution. So not only would I make the $200 for him doing the live, ain't on the live but an hour. That's $200 an hour. Not only I would make the $200 for him doing the live, people would send $20, $30, $5 to $10. I might come off a live with $600-$700. So I would do that often, making good money. And then I start saying, I'm gonna only do it on the weekend. Because I got tired of talking about stuff I wasn't interested in.
And look,
but let me finish so they can get the point, because we're talking about inspiration. I want them to really get it. Write it down so you remember.
I don't have a pen.
And it got to the point where I was like, Chris, I don't want to do no fucking live for money. And she was like, don't do it.
I'm always gonna say don't.
But watch this. In the process of her saying don't do it, it inspired me to really pursue my art. So when I stopped doing lives, I stopped making an income for the household. So when I was recording my album, I like to drink, smoke, have a good time. My wife paid for all the drink, all the smoke. She inspired me. She was pushing me. No different than when she got ready to go back to college. She had a 1.5 GPA. She couldn't even get into school. I said, go to Durham Tech.
Yeah.
She said, what should I take? I said, take statistics first. That's the hardest class you'll ever take.
Told somebody
I said, if you take that and pass that, can't nothing beat you. She took statistics and would be on the computer crying. That's how hard that shit was.
That shit was so hard.
And I let it make her suffer.
He didn't want to help. Then when he did, he was like, bitch, you don't know that. And I was like, fuck it, don't help me.
But then I would come in and help her. But when I would help her, I would show her how simple-minded her brain was not thinking. Then she like, don't help me.
Don't motherfucker.
But guess what? My wife has a bachelor's and a master's, working on her second master's. Ain't gonna go get her. That's inspiration.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you're going. I got some more about inspiration.
I just told this story. Like I just went up there because I'm in my last semester.
Excuse me. If you hear say yeah. You know what? Let me say this real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much every black person said yeah when they talking. It's like yeah until Charleston White. So when I say yeah, that's like giving him a tribute. But everybody says that shit. He just so if you hear me, I'm stealing. If you hear me say yeah, go ahead.
I just told this story to my professor like the day before yesterday, because they was like, what are you trying to do here? And the crazy part is that my whole journey has been inspired by the conversations that Javon and I have had. Like, why was I that like bitch that like niggas from the streets? And who have I been to my sister? And how backbiting have I been? How supportive have I been?
Stop doing that, please. You stomp that mic picking it up.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. And then, so everything that I have learned from him is like, I wanted to go back to school, because we just can't just be accountable by ourselves. Like, I wanted to go back to school for somebody to tell me, why the fuck have you been doing fucked up shit and not learning and not really using your brain and all that type of stuff. But he has inspired me to like just be my best self.
And let's go to some other points, because I need to get all my points out about inspiration. Do they inspire you to be better? Can you inspire them? Can you inspire a motherfucker? If you're a lazy motherfucker, you can't really inspire a motherfucker. Now, I can keep it real. When I first met my wife, I was in a point where I inspired her because I was intelligent. And she liked my intelligence and blah, blah, blah. But I was like just smoking weed. I was in a depressed state, kind of.
Was you?
Yeah, you know,
What you mean?
I just used to smoke weed, go to work, come home, be with the boys. I ain't really, I
Don't
won't
look at
do
that
no
like
music.
depression or nothing.
No, I
I'm just
know.
saying. I'm just telling you live.
I'm
Like
telling you on
God
live.
didn't know he was in a depressive state. Okay, go ahead.
Meaning, I see because we dated on our level and talk. I was good enough for you, but what I'm saying is, when I met you, I used to go to work, go to school,
Yeah.
pick the kids up, do what I do with them, and go home. I won't write no plays. I won't doing no art. I won't making no music. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing nothing with my art. You know,
Okay, you wasn't making music.
yeah.
Definitely
I
wasn't making music.
I wasn't doing nothing with my art.
You did something at the church though. You don't consider
But
that the same?
I was getting paid for that shit. I was the director of the
I don't
drama
know. I see
ministry.
that the same. That's just your
Yeah, I
own
mean,
personal
when you it's a
thing.
different than a motherfucker paying you for some shit, and I'm gonna take me another shot.
I need to wait for a second.
Yeah,
Can
you
we
can wait.
for a second?
I'm
Why
gonna
don't you
take
wait
mine.
Wait on me.
Nah,
Y'all
I mean,
tell them to wait on me.
I'm
Wait
trying to
on
get
me.
where I need to be. You goddamn way to get.
on me.
Bernie Mac say you
Listen,
better
y'all hear me?
come or
I'm
catch
singing
up or
to him
not.
and shit. He don't want me to take this shot yet. I need to take that like at the end.
Take your shot when you take your shot.
Okay, well, fuck it.
Inspiration. Are they grateful? People don't realize how a motherfucker saying thank you can inspire you. How a motherfucker acknowledging what you're trying to do can inspire you. One thing about me and my wife and our inspiration of each other, we have always been able to acknowledge when a motherfucker trying. Now watch this. Watch this. I'm like a white person, a psychiatrist. I was teaching her when we first got together. You remember I used to say, look, this is how we're going to do this. In the teaching and the inspiration and teaching her to be grateful. I had learned this. I had been married before. My pastor had talked to me as a man. He had taught me this stuff. So I'm giving it to y'all guys. Remember when we first got together? We don't do it no more. I used to say, we're going to have this thing where I'm going to do something to make you happy on Monday. Then you're going to do something to make me happy on Tuesday.
We was making sure we was
back and forth. We didn't care what it was. I don't care if it was, I know she like now or later's. It's my day. Hey, I got you some now or later's. She knows my day. I like getting my foot massage. She might give me a foot massage. The next day, I might cook her some. The next day, she might give me some head. Whatever it is, we was just like, we're going to be actually working to show each other gratefulness. Yeah. Because guess what? When somebody do something and you said thank you, or said, man, that motherfucking meal was good, baby. Oh, I love how you hooked that shit up for me. Oh, it make a motherfucker want to do something else for you. Yeah. I had learned that. So we took turns, because what'll happen is over time, you'll start going tick for tack. Like, shit, you ain't did nothing for me in a while, ain't it? So we made it our business to inspire each other and be grateful. It makes you say, I want this motherfucker to say thank you again. Yeah. It's like when I was young, let me give y'all some game, fellas. When I was younger, when I used to be fucking, I used to be strategic fucking, and this is me doing some comedy, but being real. Fucking strategically. I don't care. Me and we ain't really care about how good we feel, because if we focus on how good that pussy is, we gonna nut. Fellas, if y'all know, say yes, sir. If we really get in that pussy and just be like, okay, I'm fucking, we gonna nut. So we gotta try not to come. We gotta really, 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 really focus. So I'm really, really focused. So when I get ready to come, I would just be like, I'm like 16, 17. My brother told me, nah, when you come, you got to let that bitch know you coming. I'm like, what? I ain't want to be vulnerable. But he said, nah, it's not being vulnerable. That's how you keep getting the pussy. My older brother taught me this. You know how my brother is. So when I get ready to come, this nigga say, you got this. Baby, you finna get that nut out of me. Oh, it's burning. Oh, he's finna. Oh, there you go, baby. Ah, act a fool when you bust a nut. He said, when you act a fool when you bust a nut, they think you love it so much. They so happy. They want to make you bust a nut. And then I tried that shit one day. I tried that shit one day. I said, let me see. I done acted a goddamn. Oh, it's right there. You finna get it out of me. Oh, you the best. Oh, what you doing? Oh, you trying to fuck my head up, ain't you? Now, women do this to men all the time. I didn't even know. Y'all be a woman to look at you. Oh, fucking you. And look you dead in your eyes like a deer in the head, like, bitch might shed a tear. You think you turn that pussy up. She doing everything she need to do to make you feel like the man. So I done hit that pussy in her. Yes. Oh, yeah. God damn, you're trying to make me fall in love. What you doing to me? And that motherfucker will go all out for you because she felt grateful. That gratefulness inspired. Bears and bubbles. Let me give you an example when you inspired me more than anything. Because then you got to give your Bears and bubbles. Me and Chris was at Marshall's one day just shopping. And she was like, you said you was going to teach a class. I was like, yeah. She was like, well, you're a master teacher. You said all that internet shit is extra. Why don't you just get this chalkboard and this chalk and teach your class? I'm like, Chris, yeah, no. We walk around the store. I'm ready to go. This bitch looking for a chalkboard. Will they move? We're going to talk about that in a second. She looking for a chalkboard. She come to me. I got a chalkboard. Okay, Chris. I found some markers. They funny neon colors, but they didn't have any more, but it's some chalk. I'm like, okay, Chris. She's like, I'm going to just get it anyway because I feel like sooner or later you're going to use it. Okay, Chris. I'm like, stop fucking wearing me, yo. Blue is for what? That's the source. That green, that's good. That pink, that's Debbieland. Orange is fuck it. This shit came to be because when I finally found it in me to teach, the boards and the chalk was already there.
It was already there.
She inspired me. So
I was ready to invest in buying.
She created the master teacher.
Smidget of it.
My wife created the master teacher. Y'all understand this? When I started Bears and Bubbles, I said, fuck it. I'll try this shit because she bought me a chalkboard and some colors.
Look, I ain't even realize it was about to
be. Hey, this my segment. I'm sorry. God damn. You know, I can interrupt you, but you can't interrupt me.
I know.
That's what women don't realize. I can interrupt her, but she can't interrupt me.
Yes.
And a lot of women don't. They hate that shit.
Listen, it don't
women watching like, well,
don't feel bad.
You interrupt her? Yes, because I'm the goddamn master teacher. I'm leading the show, and I'm the goddamn man. I can interrupt her segment, but she can't interrupt my segment.
That's right. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, when I sat back, my wife made me the master teacher. She said, get up in the morning and do some shit with that chalkboard. You can do it. People need to hear you. She like, you done train me and I've been learning so much. People need to hear it. So when I got up and started teaching with chalk and a chalkboard, I said, damn, I'm making these motherfuckers get this shit. I ain't using no videos. I said, I'm a master teacher. She was like, yeah, that's what you should call yourself. My wife created that. That's what we talking about. Inspo motherfucking ration. So give me an example when I inspired them. Example.
Zora Hurston, baby.
There you go. Talk about it. And I knew that should have been the one. Anything else, I was like, the bitch copying again. But no, go ahead.
I ain't know shit about shit. I didn't have no favorite writer or nothing. And he said, you look like, actually said my mother looked like Zora Neale Hurston, but he was like, I feel like you'll be able to really be a writer like Zora Neale Hurston. So everything that I have been doing, you know, he has inspired me to go to school. Also, it's been, how would Zora Neale Hurston acquire this information as
keep talking.
As
I'm gonna go get me another shot. You know, I'm OCD, y'all.
Oh.
And this something she understand about that. I'm OCD. I'm gonna drink 4 shots.
Yeah, he need to drink. I can't believe
I'm gonna do exactly the same fucking thing. So you keep talking. Let me go get my 4th shot. I drink the last one with
you, cause shit.
No,
but y'all remember who was tapped in on Monday? He want me to fall apart. but I ain't. But anyway, though, so yeah, Zora Neale Hurston, and so everything that I've done, my education, it gave my the way I know I wanted to be known for doing something great and being with him. That all came from uh when he gave me the idea of Zora Neale Hurston, it made it all like come alive to me, right? And so that's who I am every time I come to you, no matter what I share, no matter when I sit here. I do love attention, don't get it twisted. However, this is my part of giving back to the our community, and that's what Zora Neale Hurston did. She created narratives that highlighted and celebrate Black culture and family. And so, this the way I'm doing it. If you see me in the hat, that's Zora Neale Hurston. You know what I'm saying? Even Zora Neale Hurston did music. She got she got a little hip hop flow in her. You see me doing music, that's Zora Neale Hurston. You know what I'm saying? Everything about it. So, he said that, and he also said you're gonna be greater than me. So anybody that's been watching me, you seen me go from community college to undergrad degree to a master's. I'm working on my second master's. I'm now a school teacher. I've been to Africa. Um, I've spoke for the Black Caucus, stood side by side. The chancellor of my school, I can contact him anytime I need and get a recommendation. He's recommended me 3 times. It's in my vortex. No, but anyway, what I'm saying is that everything I ever wanted will be given to me.
Now,
and he taught me that.
Zora Neale Hurston, when we talk about inspiration, because remember we was talking about you gonna morph women. I was learning my man while I was earning my man. So I gave her an image.
She gave me an image.
And she gave me an image of what she wanted me to be.
Yeah.
In imagination. Oh, that should have been one of the words. Listen, I thought I was going to be the difficult word. As I was going through the eyes in my mind, I came up like 20 fucking eyes. This got to be a real teaching series of just talking. But anyway, I gave her an image. I showed her Zora Neale Hurston. She was cool. I read her books when I was like 7, 8 years old. I read all her books with my aunt. And she was cool. She smoked cigarettes. She was like Suge Avery back in the day, a woman. Yeah. She made her own money. She talked her shit. And I was like, yo, her mom looked, Chris favored her, but her mom's looked just like her. And when I put that, I said,
my grandma looked just like her.
Yeah, her grandma, that shit is uncanny. Look, uncanny. See my vocabulary? I just say shit like that. But inspiration. Someone has to inspire you. Right now, I swear to God on Jesus Christ's holy and precious name, I am so fucking sick of talking on the fucking internet. Let me tell you why. Because I've been talking this real shit for years, and I feel like it's other motherfuckers clowning, talking stupid shit. And the sad thing is, this is what my wife taught me and inspired me. As a man, I'm judging it by these niggas getting millions of views, making all this fucking money. I'll give you a perfect example, Charleston White. And I like the brother. Everything this nigga's saying, I've been saying fucking 10, 15 years on Facebook. He can act a fucking fool and people listen to him.
Yeah.
But I like him. If you ain't against me, you with me. But I get jealous. Kevin Samuels. I was talking to women on Facebook Live 10 fucking years. I feel like niggas is copying me. But what I realized, I'm so ahead of my time. I was doing this shit too early. It's not too early. I just was ahead of my time.
Profit.
So I don't want to come up here and motherfucking do. I got 36 people on this motherfucking live. I used to go live on Facebook and it'd be 100,000 motherfuckers. So my ego and humbling myself. But my wife was like, yo, this shit you talking, people need to hear. And my wife inspired me and she helped me understand, nigga, you is famous. Because fame and infamy just means outside of your circle. She said, you have been making money. She said, you've been taking care of our household. I'm like, wow. She inspired me. Like, wow. I'm looking at it like, One of my niggas from Bears and Bubbles, that's my student, put me on this show. Nigga was making 30,000 a month on Facebook. I mean, YouTube. Why? Because he was sharing Kevin Samuels videos and doing. I'm not gonna hashtag Charleston White name or make reaction videos to Charleston White just to be popular. I'm trying to talk about real shit, and I get real fucking mad. And I'm here now because my wife is on spring break. And she said, you need to teach the world about dating on your level and regardless of who's here. And I could do this whole series. You know how much work I put in this shit? I don't get the cash apps that my ego want or the notoriety that I want. But my wife inspired me. She said, baby, you already it. You already it. You're being it. Keep doing it because they need what you're saying. And she said, one day you might be dead and somebody stumble across it
right now.
And I was like, my wife inspired. She said, you might. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I might not motherfucking get there with you. And she know that's my number one guy. She said, baby, she said, these videos that you put up, she said, the world might see these 10 years from now. And that's what I'm here tonight doing this Dating on the Level series. And from here on out, I'm going to be on here every day talking my talk. I got tired of talking my talk and was getting paid coming off lives with $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. And the money just didn't do it for me. But my wife inspired me. So we here tonight. Yeah. Finish what you got to say about inspiration, then we're gonna move forward. Investing. Good God Almighty. We didn't say it first of all. And I do these things in order. Like, who was that lady that said, I seen her on YouTube? She said, in order.
In that order. I
don't know. It's just, it was a saying.
I remember that. In that order.
If a motherfucker got to be independent first, if you ain't got your own shit and can't take care of yourself, I can't do a motherfucking thing for you. Oh, yeah. Since y'all, I see people say, you inspired me. Thank you for your service. This is when I be like a black pastor, shit I didn't normally do. If I had inspired you and thank you for your service, my cash app is the master teacher. Send me something, goddammit. But next we're going to talk about investing. But think about this. I don't think people understand the genius that I'm doing. If a motherfucker ain't independent, got their own shit and can't take care of themselves, it's nothing. Yeah. That's what I'm telling y'all. Yeah. I don't give a fuck of how they look, if they nothing. Secondly, if you're not interested in them, that shit gonna burn away. You can fuck a few times. After 3 times, what's the rule? You fuck first time with the condom off, second time with you fuck first with the condom on. Second with the condom on. Third, the woman really wanted to take the condom off because she wants to show you this pussy better than what you think. So once you take the condom off, that sex and all that shit go away. What's your interest? If we're not interested in each other, if we're not interested in the same thing, it's over. Then we're going into what? Your inspiration. If you're not independent, I can't fuck with you. If I'm not interested in, I can't. If you don't inspire me, next we're going to an investment. Will you invest your first thing that I have a problem with women? You will never understand this. My ears. Toast. To invest my ears. I don't want to hear nothing the bitch got to say. My wife would come home and my ears was like, I don't want to hear that shit, bitch. It's all child's play, beauty salon, hair shop shit.
Yeah, gossip.
Investment. Your money. Your money and your credit. You could like a nigga and he could be cute and everything, and you could like a woman and she could be cute and they could fuck you good and everything is sweet. But when that motherfucker look at you and say, I'm interested, notice interest and inspiration in investment. I have an interest in doing this, being the next Tyler Perry. You inspire me. I done wrote the play. You willing to invest in me?
I was ready to get a camera before I even dated him.
If a person is not willing to invest in your interest, it's no good. Money.
Mm-hmm.
Money is the easiest thing to throw at a problem and do.
Mm-hmm.
My sisters have asked me to move, help them move.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm busy where I give you $200 on getting the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll accept it. But guess what? That was the easiest fucking thing I could do.
Yeah.
Who gonna invest their time with you? When I was cooking out, my wife invested money in me for mentoring her children, and I was doing it for free. My wife invested her time in me when I said my first catering when I was weak and didn't know that I can cater for 500 people. And she inspired me, these words. She helped me cook, serve. She invested her time in me.
Mm-hmm.
She damn sure invested her ear listening to me. Because all I talked about, even now, watch this. What do I wake up in the morning talking about? Oh, let me rephrase it. What do I talk about and wake up all the time? And what I talk about and tell them the truth. It fucking makes you sick.
Black women, goddamn.
Talk about that for a second, because they need to see that. When I say invest in your ear, listening and support, that's a big fucking thing.
Yeah. And I'm glad
Talk
that we
about
talking
that.
about it and not
And
through
money.
money.
explain it how fucking much you hate it. Go ahead.
I mean, first of all, I live this shit. So as the prophet, when he say, hey, doom is coming, you know what I'm saying? I've been known doom was coming. I've been known we was gonna get
I
to
need a
this
yeah.
point. And so to hear people, you gotta think everybody is sending him messages about broken women and shit. Y'all is fucking these niggas up. Women, please pull your shit together. Like for real, right? And so it's a conversation. And I understand, we understand vibration. So when y'all niggas call him, talk or message him about what you're doing, it also keeps that vibration open in my home. So, and I ain't all the way right. I'm better and I'm trying to get there, but I ain't all the way right. And so it keeps me damn talking about shit that we might not be talking about. And so sometimes I just be like, hey, the first thing of the day, I don't want to hear no videos about no women. And if anybody followed us with Bears and Bubbles, you know how precious our morning is. However, when you are interested in what your man is doing, or vice versa, part of what he's
May
interested
not be
in.
interested, but
I
you
may
listen
not, but no, that's what I'm
attentively
trying
and
to say.
respond. I know.
I need to do
I
it
know
for
you hate
you.
that shit,
Yeah.
but you listen
I
attentively
listen attentively
and respond. Now, let me give you a vice versa, because we don't understand.
You're gonna talk about school.
She knew it. Listening. My wife is a school teacher now. She teaches a class for autistic kids.
Yeah.
And every day she comes home talking about these fucking slow kids. And I ain't got nothing against slow kids. I understand. Some days it's funny. And some days I'm like, bitch.
I got to tell you about my boys.
These motherfucking is 6 boys she teach.
7
and
now.
she is just fucking talking. And I swear to God, and this is my saying, I swear to God on Jesus Christ's holy and precious name, and I don't believe in that shit. I be sitting there like, but there's a difference in saying, yeah, I know how to fool my wife.
You think I don't?
No, I do. You fall for it, but I don't do it no more. I used to do it. I used to do it when you used to come home from work talking that dumb shit about the hair salon and all them women. So watch this. She would talk that hair salon shit. And guess what? It's 3 phrases. I would say the shit back to back. She didn't even realize it. Because she really don't want my input. She just want to vent.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real? That was my way of fake listening to her.
And he don't think I know that.
No. But listen. Yeah. For real. She was so cool with that when
So
she was at
cool.
the hair salon.
Women, we fake orgasms, so you know I'm cool. I just want to be listened to.
But now at the school, I can't do that. I really gotta listen, pay attention, respond. So notice how much time we didn't spend on investments.
Yeah,
We ain't talking about money. We talking about
yeah.
just listening.
Listening.
Do you know how much shit and how hard it is to deal with the world on your? I don't give a fuck where you work. If your wife work, even if now I'm a stay-at-home dad right now, and I don't call it a stay-at-home dad. I call it a daddy that don't got the goddamn work. My bitch is working right now, and I still make money from my detox and social media, but I ain't got to work right now. So there are times that I look at her face and knowing when she come home,
I need to talk.
After she give me her what's going on at school spiel. Now I need to give her my look what I did with the baby today spiel. And you know when this bitch ain't now this my child come out of my boss and she like, yeah, and that's when she giving me the
what?
Yeah. For real.
No.
I know when a bitch look.
No.
Look.
I always want that story. What?
Let's talk. We ain't gonna do this tonight.
What?
No. Look.
Go ahead. What
we ain't gonna do this tonight. Listen, same way you said, you know, when I'm just fucking off giving you the yeah.
I just be needing a nap first.
Let me explain, because they need. Now, this my daughter came out my balls. I'm 45 years old. I had her at 43. So when I'm explaining her this shit, I'm expecting undivided attention, the best of the world. But guess what? She been at work all day. And after
I'm a daddy that's like, damn.
I might say some shit like, you know, the baby rolled over today. She'd be like, yeah, for real. People don't understand.
I be feeling like a daddy. I ain't even going front. I come home. Like,
people don't look.
Where am I get up like when I'm about to leave, like where my motherfucking food? You know what I'm saying? Why my motherfucking house not clean, yo?
What time do I get up in the morning?
4. We get up at 4 now.
And what time do I be back from the gym?
Enough time to cook my damn lunch for school. Like about 6:30.
Wow, that's my alarm says. I can't believe that you winning. My alarm says it.
Why he can't
so
believe
look,
it? I'm in.
Then I come home. I fix this bitch lunch for the day, and because we're the type of people that like to stay fit and just healthy, I fix this bitch breakfast.
Yeah, I be having 3 meals in that bitch.
Dinner and 2 snacks.
I look like a G at work, y'all.
Now, when we talk about investing, I ain't even got deep into investing. Now, hold up. You see how good my wife look? People don't. My wife is 50. No, you're 49.
Don't you? I'm 48. Don't. But look, I'm good. I'm almost 50.
Let me make the point.
Round it up.
We talking about investment. I get up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym. That's for me. If I don't do shit first thing in the morning, I ain't gonna get it done. I come back from the gym, worked out hard as fuck, be tired sometimes.
Cook my shit.
And this bitch are coming. Oh, watch this. This is what make me mad. And this is only on live. I ain't never tell you this. This bitch are come in the house. Well, she already in the house. When I come back from the gym, she be like, I want a BLT lettuce wrap. Give me a banana for a snack. I want some cheese and peanuts for a snack. But I want a salad also. And then can you make me fried rice with chicken scramble? And I'd be like, we talking about investing.
He says yes.
And I can't do nothing but be a bitch and be like, well, she's making all the money. Not all the money, but most of the money right now. And I just be like, we talk about investing. Yeah. You ain't got to be happy doing this shit. No. Remember I said, do your duty. You ain't got to be. I'd be like, this bitch and sit here and fucking ask me for all this shit. But guess what? It's an investment because I don't want no fat bitch. I want my bitch to have abs. I don't want no fat bitch. I want a bitch that can ride dick. I'm investing her, getting her in shape.
That's right.
Because one day she gonna ride that dick on her
Ride
feet
it on my
like Megan Thee
tiptoes.
Stallion. She ain't did it yet,
Tiptoes,
but she's gonna do it.
Didn't. But look though, and if he don't, I'm going to Bojangles. So he need to make it for me. And
So
that's
check
just
this
what
out.
it is.
Let me finish investment because I ain't even talked about. I ain't even talked about everything because you got to talk about
and
investment
I'm
for me.
hungry too.
Money, time, and listening. Notice how I say that listening. The listening. Listening means I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned.
You be concerned about my boys. You
Always or notice or compliment effort.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget that was one day. I'm a chef and I love food. My wife was in the kitchen cooking me the best breakfast. Bacon, cheese, grits, sausage, and gravy. Because I didn't taught her how to do this shit. Like 5 of my favorite things, pancakes, all that effort. I looked up and I said, I smelled her cooking eggs. This I show how much of a chef I am. This bitch had put some other than salt and pepper in the eggs. It fucked you up. No, you had got a pack of seasoning from Cookout.
Don't be telling people
like some seasoning salt shit, so right?
Good. I'm from the hood.
Now look, watch this. Watch how stickler I am as a man. I'm in the back. I say, hey, Chris. She said, what? I said, you cooking eggs? She said, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, you put some other than salt and pepper in the eggs? She said, yeah, I put some little seasoning from Cookout.
I wanted to make it extra special.
I said, I don't want none of that shit.
He did.
The smell of something other than salt and pepper and eggs, some fucking, now the bacon and the grits, I don't want none of that shit. Think about how much time she did. I don't want none of that shit, bitch. The smell of something other than salt and pepper and eggs and fuck me up. Now we talking about investment, right? Mm-hmm. Flip side.
Yeah.
How much time and energy are you going to put into making a person happy? Now watch this. I'll give you a perfect example of an investment with my wife, and then it's your turn, that made me realize, wow, I must really love this bitch. I'm invested in her. I'm a chef. And my wife will tell you, my male friends will come over, and they ain't even comfortable. They just getting comfortable. I'm a chef. A real fucking chef. So when I make your food, not only I'm going to cook the food, I'm going to fix your fucking plate. Because I'm the type of nigga, I want to use my little squares and circles. I want to make that shit look like Emerald or a restaurant. Mm-hmm. So you know how niggas be like, you can see the uncomfortableness
like,
of like,
please don't make my shit look like a circle.
They said, man, I can fix my own plate. I said, nah, nigga, this shit gotta look right, nigga. And niggas be like, no, I'm good. I fix my own plate. I be fixing everybody's plate. That's something I learned from my grandma. Mm-hmm. So I'm a chef, right? So I do my thing. My wife, she don't like for none of her food to touch.
Don't let it touch. I don't want no wet stuff and no dry stuff.
Now watch this. So when I cook for my wife, no matter how hard and how much time I put in it to cook for her, mm-hmm. If you let her sides touch, she ain't eating it.
I'm not eating none of it.
She ain't eating none of it. Just like I told her that day, I ain't eating nothing because of them fucking eggs. Mm-hmm. So I know when I cook for my wife, I could cook her a steak with broccoli, potatoes, and a salad.
I want that, man.
It's 4 plates. And I fucking hate it. It's fucking so fucking irritating. My food is cold by the time I done put this bitch shit on 4 plates. But guess what? I know her. I know how she likes. So I invest in her. We ain't talking about money and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Communication. Can you communicate the way you need to be? Communicate. One thing I had to learn was to give my wife a minute to process and leave her alone.
Yeah.
And I'm stewing, mad than a motherfucker.
You gotta give me
And
a
this
minute.
bitch talking about, give me a minute to process. I'm process what, bitch? You done fucked up.
I need to steal a minute.
And really, that's saying, leave me alone. I don't
No,
want
it's
you
a
to.
real way the brain works. Listen, I'm in school still. He just knows shit. I'm learning the shit. I'm damn looking at the theorists like, do you know you think like Bandora? You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I understand how the brain works because I've read it and then I've experienced it. So I'm saying if I give you back anything right now, that shit is gonna be pure
Some
emotion.
bullshit. Some
So
bullshit.
give me
Emotion.
a second to fucking come down off of what is happening because I know how the fuck I fucking
And
act.
guess what? And guess what? That 20 minutes, it could
Yeah.
be 2 days sometime.
No, it don't take
No,
me
I'm
that long.
back in the day, bitch. I'm talking now. You just so much better with it. I'm
Well-
talking about as a man, the bitch done fucked up totally. I want to address it. And this shit, I need some time.
I'm hungry.
Time. You know what I'm saying? So I should just throw out, I'm hungry.
I am.
So that means right now I'm gonna have to cook or something. If the bitch say, I want you to grill, I grill out whatever. Cause I invest in her. But in the very same way, if I tell her I need this or need to do this, she gonna invest in me. The last one is impartial. You hungry, I want my dick sucked.
Yeah, and I will give it to you.
All right, then.
Let's get to the investing.
You see the
Listen,
investments?
I will give him all the money. I don't give a fuck. I believe in him. I invest in him because he inspires me. And so I want everybody to get that from him. And so, the way we live our life, like I never met a person like that. So to me, and I've been a cosmetologist, so I've been storing all these women narratives, and I feel like women don't fuck with niggas like him. So that's why I've been like, yo, let me damn back up and share them with my sisters because I don't think that women been getting niggas like him. Not because I don't want them, not because
She
he's
want
not
another
the most
woman.
valuable to me.
She won't look. When my wife first said this to me, my wife has a hair salon, and we moved the hair salon to the house.
He moved the hair salon to the house.
Yeah, because you was fucking with them bitches, and I love them, but it was a lot of dumb talk going on. It was bringing you down.
He moved me to the house.
So I said, look, this is what we're gonna do. This garage that we in right now. I said, we got a new house. Look at our new house. I said, you gonna do hair at home. And she said, my clients I might lose money. I said, well, I pay the fucking rest. I'm tired of you coming home talking that dumb ass hair salon shit. We trying to grow you in the Zora near Hurston, and you ain't doing nothing but talking hair salon.
And
stupid
my best
shit.
friend cried during our wedding.
Yeah,
remember?
that dumb hair
Said,
salon
you
shit.
take her from
And I fucking took her. I don't want my bitch to come home talking about love and hip hop, Mary J, basketball wives. We ain't got the same interest. So I'm the leader. We finna move you away from that stupid shit. Well, I'm making $5,000 a month at the salon. Okay, well, we gonna move you home. And if you make $800 a month, I'll pay the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do for each other. Because I know that's what she needed. And I had to bust ass and work harder. But I'd rather for her to be at home, not around that dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
No different than your sons. I had to bust ass and pick them up. But I'd rather them be with me than being you picking them up, being in the hair salon with some fucking women.
And if I could say, when it came to
Can we get a yeah.
When it comes to investment, he didn't just invest in me. He didn't just invest in my children. He invested in my great-grandchildren. Like, our lives will be changed because of this union right here. So, like,
now we're going to get into the last word, and then we're going to bring some people in to rap. Hey, look, we doing a fucking show. You don't need to be talking. You need to be acting like you're interested. I am. I'm gonna limit you to 2 shots. I got to knock you down. Goddamn it! Act like you interested in.
Okay. They know I love y'all.
Impartial. That's the last one. Impartial. It's the person impartial. You got to know when you talking to a woman or a man, if you got to go with current events, things that's going on in the world. If you dating a woman and she's dressed as conservative or sweet, but she capping for Sierra to show her ass, you know this bitch is just going for anything for women, and in your relationship she'll do the same thing. Impartial. Are they fair? Can they say I'm sorry? Can they forgive you? Can they admit they wrong? Can they look at their own situation and give a good judgment? Impartial. Watch this. Impartial means don't hog the remote control. Yeah, okay, Monday Night Football come on Monday night. You gonna Monday Night Football your bitch every night? Every Monday? You want her to watch Monday Night Football with you for an entire fucking football season. She like to watch Grey's Anatomy on Monday. You gonna be impartial? You gonna watch Grey's Anatomy with her son? No, baby, it's goddamn football. Hey, that goddamn football. Or vice versa. It's Love and Housewives. Are you impartial? Are you trying to rule? Can you let another motherfucker live and enjoy their situation? Impartial. I'm gonna tell you something that when my wife wasn't impartial before, and I used to let it ride, but now I like fucking Golden Corral.
I like it now.
I like Golden Corral, not because the food good. I can put seasoning. I take my own goddamn seasoning. I can eat as much as I want for $15 motherfucking dollars.
They're the best burger ever in the world.
And with $15, I get all those options. So I like going to buffets. She hate buffets. She want to go. So as a man, I would always go where she wanted to go. She wasn't impartial. And that shit would irritate me, so I wouldn't want to go nowhere. Then I said, look, bitch, you gonna go somewhere. I like to go to Golden Corral. I like to hit me a Chinaman buffet from time to time. So I can get me all that goddamn broccoli and shit. I like the rice, pasta, noodles and shit. So that happy wife, happy life shit means there's not impartial going on. That means everything is going the woman's way. Mm-hmm. Impartial. Don't withhold things based on one thing. You gonna not give your nigga some pussy because y'all had an argument earlier today? Be impartial. Mm-hmm. Judge the events in the news. Do they always side with their gender? That's a big thing. People don't realize that. Mm-hmm. Do a motherfucker always side with their gender? Mm-hmm. When you dating a person and y'all talking about current events and things that's going on because it's inevitably happen, if you seeing that woman when she gets to the point and it's like, now you know good and goddamn well you just saying that because you're a woman side with women.
Yeah.
You know good and goddamn well you just saying that because you're a man side with men. Yeah. Are they impartial? Mm-hmm. Do they always side with the shit?
Objective.
Do you know what they gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you can talk to a person, you know they motherfucking answering. Mm-hmm. That's not a person being impartial. More than anything, impartial just simply means this. Look, I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to have peace because what is right? Mm-hmm. Impartial. You ever notice that a woman will care more about being right herself than what's actually right? I give you a perfect example. Being impartial. A woman, you can tell a woman, scratch my shoulder, my left shoulder. She'll scratch your right shoulder for 30 minutes. Ain't scratch your itch at all. And when it's all said and done, you said, but you never scratched my itch. She said, but I've been scratching 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. A woman will justify their work. Mm-hmm. I ain't do it right, but at least I tried. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
A man, if he don't come through for Christmas or whatever birthday, he a deadbeat daddy. If a woman don't come through, I did my best. So and then on the vice versa, a man can say some shit like, I've been out all night with my boys and say any motherfucking thing. and get away with it. But if a woman stay out all night, that's a fucking problem. That man ain't having that. So be impartial. People don't realize one of the biggest things in our relationships being impartial is when I told her the day I met you, I said, I think you're supposed to be my wife. But I'm like Eddie Kane, you don't want to fuck with me. And I never just
love 5 heartbeats.
and I never just sleep with one woman. Right? She said, I think I'm down for that. So when she came to me and said, I want to fuck another nigga, I was impartial. No, bitch, hell no, bitch. You can't fuck no other. If I can fuck another woman, I got to let this woman fuck another nigga if she want to. That's what we talk about, being impartial.
You see my eyebrows going up. Look.
It's so many men out here that want to turn their bitch into a dyke. They want their bitch to have other women and dyke their bitch out and him and 2-3 bitches. But when his woman said, nigga, I want to live too. I want to get fucked by 2 men. I said, well, you go do that on your own. I ain't got to be there for that, but go make it happen, goddammit. I'm impartial. I'm not judgmental.
Yeah, let somebody come in.
One of the things I liked about her when I met her and being impartial was I was still married when I met her. And there were things I had to, as a man, I felt like I still needed to help her out or this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't like, don't help that bitch, don't get that bitch, da, 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 da. She understood, hey, it's my goddamn ex-wife.
Yeah,
we
it
divorced.
could be no him without her.
Yeah,
so,
I couldn't be the man that I am without her. So
she'll always be taken care of.
Yeah, it was one day when we was saying something, and she was like, I'm investing in you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, but if I ever blow, I'll take care of my ex-wife. And she was like, really? You would take it? I was like, yeah. And she was like,
at first, that was like, because it felt weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really my response was based on just
woman emotion.
The woman emotion of it.
And then when I explained it to her, I said, listen.
It made sense.
If I blow, no matter how much you invest in me, I take care of my ex-wife the rest of her life. She's like, why would you do that? And I said, bitch, the man I am. She contributed to that. And when I said that, she realized it. She was like,
it just made
I
sense.
would. And there's been situations where I needed to help her. And I say, hey, baby, shit, you paid the taxes that me and her owed.
But look,
yeah.
So I think that what we
that's
keep
my example of her
men,
being impartial. Talk what you talk, then give your
is
example.
That you are not the same way that women don't allow men to show that they love them. You don't allow a woman to decide where she stand with your life, and what she gonna deal with and not. When he told me, this shit be making sense to me, like for real. It be making sense to me, and it don't be a deal breaker. I got a goal. I wanted to be a part of something that changed the world, and the world that is changing is our damn African American culture, if I can have anything to do with it. So yeah, I'm not impartial to what is happening around me. Like when he explains something to me and it makes sense, it just fucking makes sense.
When it makes sense to me, that's how you not being. When it makes sense, it makes sense.
Yes, that's it.
And a lot of people don't go with what makes sense. They go with what they feel like. Let me say this real quick. I used to tell her all the time, just because the shit offends you or make you feel bad, don't mean you fucking right.
And that was the beginning. That was me just being a little girl with it, trying to damn throw attention.
I'm offended. So what? That don't mean you right, bitch.
And don't we all feel like that for real? You'll always have a moment when you have to express something to someone when they may be offended, but that don't make you wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so I just understood what he was saying. I mean, it just fucking makes sense, like it would make sense for anybody else. So yeah.
There we go. And see, it took an hour and 20 minutes, but it's 5 of them. And people don't realize I could be up this bitch clowning and acting a fucking fool and being funny, but I'm really trying that for our people to So here we go. Boom. if you want to come in and ask a question, if you want to speak, if you want to wrap up the day, we want somebody to come in and wrap up the day's lesson because we know, okay, this shit meant something to you. If somebody can't come in and just explain what they got and without all these notes and shit, then we ain't do a good job. This is clear. No, I'm just saying, if a motherfucker need if clear and concise teaching. Yeah. That's one thing I'm about. Clear and concise teaching. Y'all hear that Cash App now? The master teacher. I'll put that up before I get off of here. But yeah, if somebody want to come in and rap, we done. Yeah. We didn't gave the message. I love that we're doing this as we wait for somebody to pop up because somebody gonna pop up. I love that we're doing this because I swear to you, the people that have been watching us, or even if you just tuned in for the first time and you just never had a woman that can really sit here beside her man and have a conversation and take direction and acquiesce and all that stuff, like, I'm really interested, and it's the thing. I love that a lot of people think that a woman listening to her man is weak. I don't know you days, and I'm so happy that I give no fucks about y'all, but if you could really get what I'm doing, like we're naming things and I fucking get it. And so I love that I get it and I rock with it and I get it. Let's bring the brother Chris in. Chris, talk to us. You got a question or you can wrap up the lesson. We did have a whatever.
Question. Nah, man. I'm gonna do a little wrap up. Y'all can hear me all right? I'm outside a restaurant.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Nah, man, good show as usual, you know what I'm saying? Captain Chris, shout out to you, master teacher. Man, man, y'all dropped so much wisdom. And I'm going to say something similar to what you said. I always tell people, if you're really serious about them, as much as you enjoy them at 10 o'clock at night, see how you enjoy them at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you vibing with somebody, at night, everything is closed. Ain't nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? They say, ain't nothing open but the bars and legs. So, you know what I'm saying? You got time, but in the middle of the day when everything is moving and grooving and going, are you willing to make time for this person and add them to your life when you got all this other stuff going on, or you just playing with them whenever you're bored, or, when you trying to scratch your itch? Yeah. But man, and I really like what I'm going to try to steal it, you know what I'm saying, when it's my time, that going back and forth, okay, Monday you do this, Tuesday I do that. Because I ain't going to lie, I'm a linear thinking ass nigga. And so sometimes I'm not going to be thinking about doing nothing for you if I feel like it's something that's way more important that needs to be done.
You have to force yourself to choose to appreciate each other.
Yeah, and appreciation, gratitude, that's big with me. Because like you said, that make me want to run it back to you. You know what I'm saying? When you be like, oh, thank you. Or I see the enthusiasm in your face. I'm like, oh, shit, just wait what I do next time, you know what I'm saying? When I come with the woo bop bop bop, you know what I'm saying? However I come at you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Did you still have a question that you had from earlier?
You had asked a question earlier. I don't know.
Nah. It wasn't really a question. When you was naming the different questions to ask people, that was one line that I learned.
You was saying, why did you in your last relationship end? It's almost like trying to figure out if a woman tell you, oh, well, we broke up because I didn't want to go to his mother's cookout. You be like, okay, well, I understand that, bitch. I can't date you either if you wouldn't go to my mother's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we appreciate you, Chris. We love you, man.
Hey, love y'all too. Already love the album too, man. Keep doing your thing.
You already know it. Hey, man, let me play our video real quick.
Yeah, play our video.
I
love it. I love it. Again, as he pulls up the video, the whole purpose for me to want to be here outside of this love or art is because I remember in those moments when I was stuck in my own way, and all the women, the older women that was at the shop that I thought that I could go to get some advice, they had too much pride to give it to me. I knew I was never going to have too much pride to give advice.
Let me set this thing up and get it going.
Set it up, baby.
Ooh, we're gonna play our video before we get out of here. Let's see.
Y'all like our background?
What's the fucking button I gotta press?
Baby, one
got
plus one is two. But you
Okay,
and
yeah.
me are forever.
Share my screen.
When I'm out here in these streets.
Let's see what we got
I
here.
had so much fun doing this. Boy, listen.
Look at your phone and see if it's sharing the video.
Oh, baby, 1+1 is 2. But you and me are forever. When I'm hunting in these streets trying to eat, best believe we gon' eat together. We got a thing that I can't explain, and sometimes we don't understand. But it's easy as 1, 2, 3. That's the battle of a woman and man. Love is war. Keep on breaking your heart, and you keep killing my card. I can't see it.
Watch how me show you how to distinguish the stuff, and you know what I'm saying, so you get it.
While we fuss and fight, you put me out the house and I'm back that night. Pound for pound, pretty little thing, we go round for round. But you keep calling the cops. But I want you more. And you keep bailing me out. Baby, I know. They got the keys to the safe in the house in your name, and the car no pay, but you still complain. 'Cause I'm out all night and I sleep all day, and when the weekend come, I gotta chase that pay. You say you want more time, but when I'm at home, you just shop online. And when we out on the town, you can never seem to put your iPhone down. I keep on breaking your heart.
I forgot the words
You
of my
keep
own
killing my car. I can't see it.
It's really because I freestyled all these songs.
While we fuss and fight, you put me out the house and I'm back that night. Pound for pound, pretty little thing, we go round for round. Why you gotta do it so long? Love is war. Standing right here waiting on me. I keep on breaking your heart. Love is war. I can't see it's a pound for pound. Can't stop fucking. Fight in the name of love. You kick me out Saturday and I'm back on Sunday. And then you kick me out again on Monday. Love is war. Ooh, y'all. Love is war. Pretty little nigga, you're around for
Love is war.
Hey man,
Yeah.
let me tell y'all some real shit, yo. Real talk. Let me stop this right here.
Shut up.
Ooh, let me stop this right here. We enjoyed you. We enjoyed you guys. It's time to say goodbye. Y'all can hit Cash App skirt. I'll play my other song though. It's because my song came up right after it. I wrote this about my mom when she passed. I'm jamming on my pain.
I wasted so many years.
Always right.
And I tell myself,
Always right.
Young and dumb, full of confidence. You don't want to end up a single mother. That shit is hard as hell. You think all grown don't need no help to get the girl? We like to play. We like to play them games. We like to have that thing. We know that we got a whole lot of things.
We know. That's why.
Hey, stay tuned in to tomorrow. We're going over the R's, man. The first R's religion. Y'all hit that cash app, the master teacher. We love y'all. Handala, Robosha, Eshekete, oh Robobosha. Yay, Lord. Dabba do that, dabba do that. Man, now let's man say got on. Eh, 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 eh. Boom.